Hello. Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah.
I can see you.
You can see me?
Yeah.
It's very dark, right?
Yeah, yes.
I didn't turn on the light. It's very dark.
Oh,
How are you?
yes. I'm fine.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Maybe good morning to Jing. Yeah, time for us to okay. Time for us to go ahead with the Samadhi reading, reciting, review. Now, this is what we learned yesterday. So, Jing, would you like to repeat it?
Okay. I try to repeat it. Okay. In Greek, mythology, it was said that the gods condemned Sisyphus to repeat a meaningless task for all eternity. His task was to endlessly push a boulder, boulder, push a boulder up a mountain, only to have it roll down again. The phrase is the phrase is existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity. He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Yeah, observe existence. Okay, perfect. And let's check it. Okay, I'll read it. In Greek mythology, let's check it. Mythology. The mythology, can you see it? Is miracle mythology. Okay, I will read it. In Greek mythology, it was said that the gods condemned Sisyphus to repeat a meaningless task for all eternity. His task was to endlessly push a boulder up, up a mountain, only to have it roll down again. The French existentialist and the Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity. He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence? As humans who are turning endlessly. Beautiful. Okay, here it is. We can check it together, mythology, and this one is existentialist.
Existentialist.
Existentialist, existentialist. Okay, now let's go ahead. Existentialist and the Nobel Prize, Nobel Prize winner author Albert Camus. So in this situation, the Sisyphus as a metaphor for human being. Actually, this is a metaphor, you see, and the cave, the people live in cave just as the humanity today, just the people live in society today. I ask the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence? How can we find meaning in this absurd existence? Existence, it means in this absurd world. You can see absurd.
Absurd. Absurd.
Okay, now let's go ahead with another paragraph. As humans. Jing, you first.
Okay. As humans, we are toiling endlessly, building for tomorrow that never arrives, and then we die. If we truly realize this is true, then we will either go mad if we are identified with our egoic personal, or we will awaken, and become free. We can never succeed in the outer struck, because it is just a reflection of our inner world, the cosmic joy, and the
absurdity.
Absurdity. absurdity. The absurdity of the situation becomes clear when there is a complete and utter failure of the egoic self to awaken. Thought is futile pursuits.
Perfect, Futile pursuits. As humans, we are toiling endlessly, building for a tomorrow that never arrives. Building for the tomorrow that never arrives. And then we die. If we truly realize this truth, then we will never go mad. If we are identified with our egoic personals, or we will awaken and become free. We can never succeed in the outer struggle, but it is the reflection of our inner world. The cosmos joke, the absurdity of a situation becomes clear when there is a complete and utter failure of the egoic self to awakening through its futile pursuits. Futile. I'm not sure. Let's check it together. Futile, yes, futile pursuits. All right, and it's your time. I welcome you, Christina. You please to read it.
So as humans, we are toiling endlessly, building a tomorrow that never arrives, and then we die. If we truly realize this truth, then we will either go mad if we are identified with our egoic personas, or we will awaken and become free. We can never succeed in the outer struggle because it is just a reflection of our inner world. The cosmic joke, the absurdity of the situation becomes clear when there is a complete and utter failure of the egoic self to awaken through its futile pursuits.
Wow. Fantasy and futile pursuits. Yeah, futile pursuits. Perfect. Okay. It's your time, Ellie. Grace. Hello. As human 这里对吧 We cannot hear you. Yep. Okay, it's better now. Please. As humans, we are toiling endlessly, building for a tomorrow that never arrived, and then we died. If we truly realize this truth, then we will either go mad. If we are identified with our egoic personal, or we will awaken and become free. We can never succeed in the outer struggle, 对吗? Struggle, yes. Struggle, because it is just a real reflection of our inner world. The comic joke, the absurdity of the situation becomes clean when there is a complete and utter failure of the ego itself awakened through it futile pursuit. Thank you. Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Let's go over it. As humans, we are toiling endlessly, beautiful tomorrow that never arrives, and then we die. Actually, beautiful tomorrow. So, tomorrow never comes, right? That never comes, yes, and never arrives. Then we die. So we just build something illusory and never arrives. And if we truly realize this truth, then we will either go mad if identified with our egoic personnels. If we truly realize this truth, then we will either go mad if we identified with our egoic personnels, or we will awaken and become free. So yeah, there is a condition clause, and it says, yeah, if we realize this truth, yeah, we always build something never comes, and that never comes, we will build something illusory. If we realize the truth, and yeah, we will go mad. We will go mad, or and if we identify with our egoic personnel, yeah, if we identify something, yeah, egoic personnel, and we will go mad. Or if we realize the truth, yeah, completely, not yeah, without being identified with the egoic personnel, then we will awake and become free. And I think this kind of awakeness and freedom is totally, yeah, is finally. And so that's it. We can never succeed in the outer structure. We can never succeed in the outer structure because it is just a reflection of an inner world. We can never succeed in the outer structure. Sorry, we can never succeed in the outer struggle. It means, yeah, the never, because the outer one is always changeable, and also the outer one is a reflection of an inner world. Yeah, it's perfect. So this one, yeah, explains something in our Dharma. Yeah. 就是巡夜发现这一段 a reflection of our inner world. And our inner world, it means yes, our spirit or our karma. So yeah, just yeah, because the outer side, the outer struggle, the outer reflect, yeah, is a reflection of the inner world. The cosmos joke, the absurdity of this situation becomes clear when there is a complete and utter failure of the egoic self to awakening through these futile pursuits. Cosmos joke, and the absurdity of the situation becomes clear. So, what kind of joke and what kind of absurdity? So when finally we found the egoic pursuits, the futile pursuits, is meaningless, is nothing, and then the joke, the cosmos joke, and the absurdity will becomes clear. Yeah, we're so stupid in some way. Okay, so that's it. Now let's go ahead with another paragraph. Yeah, and Christina, you please to read it.
In Zen, there is a saying: before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, then after enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Before enlightenment, one must roll the ball up the hill. After enlightenment, one must also roll the ball up the hill. What has changed? The inner resistance to what is. The struggle has been dropped, or rather the one who struggles has been realized to be illusory. The individual will or individual mind and divine will or higher mind are aligned.
Perfect. Yeah, okay. Your time. Yeah, Jane, you please.
Okay. In Zen, there is a saying: before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Before enlightenment, one must roll the ball off the hill. After enlightenment, one must also roll the ball up the hill. What has changed? The inner resistance to what is. The struggle has been dropped, or rather, the one who struggles has been realized to be illusory. The individual will, or individual mind, and the divine will, or higher mind, are aligned.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Your time, Grace. Yes, thank you. In Zen, there is a saying: before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Of enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Before enlightenment, one must roll the ball of the hill. After enlightenment, one must also roll the ball of the hill. What has changed? The inner resistance to what is. The struggle has been dropped, or rather, the one who struggle has been realized to be illusory. The individual will or individual mind and divine will or high mind are aligned. Yeah, define well. Divine yes. Will. Okay, divine. I will read it. In Zen, there is a saying: before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Before enlightenment, one must roll the ball up to the hill. After enlightenment, one must also roll the ball up to the hill. What has changed? The inner resistance to what is. The struggle has been dropped. Or rather, the one who struggles has been realized to be illusory. The one whose struggles has been realized to be illusory, The individual will or individual mind and divine will or higher mind are allowed. So that's it. And so there is saying in Zen, there is a saying, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. It seems, yeah, that's the same thing, do the same thing. One is before enlightenment and the other is after. So what's the difference? And also you can see before enlightenment, one must roll the ball up to the hill. After enlightenment, one must also roll the ball up to the hill. What has changed? Yeah. What's the difference? The inner resistance to what is. Maybe before enlightenment, we don't like and we resist to carry water, and we resist to roll the ball up to the hill. Maybe, yeah, because it was forced to do so. And he was forced to do so. Yeah, the story has been mentioned in the formal text. Yeah, in the formal text. So the same thing, do the same thing, but the mindset is different. One is forced to do something, and the other is willing or some without resistance. So that's it. And the struggle has been dropped. Struggle, you see, struggle sometimes actually struggle somehow brings suffering. In struggle has been dropped, or rather the one who struggles has been realized to be illusory. And this is the higher state of one's mind. Struggles has been realized to be illusory. It means that he realized himself was not the true one, and also always changing. So this is illusory. The individual will or individual mind and divine will or higher mind are aligned. Yeah, it means the coincide. Individual mind and divine will or higher mind are aligned. So in that way, somebody has realized something holy, something holy. So that's it. Now let's go ahead with another paragraph. You please, Christina.
So the next paragraph.
Samadhi
is ultimately a dropping of all inner resistance to all changing phenomena without exception. The one who is able to realize inner peace, irrespective of circumstance, has attained true samadhi. You drop resistance not because you condone one thing or another, but so that your inner freedom is not contingent on the on the outer.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Christina. And let's check it. Jin, you please.
Okay. Samadhi is ultimately a dropping of all inner resistance to all changing phenomena without exception. The one who is able to realize the inner peace, irrespective of circumstance, has attained true samadhi. You drop resistance not because you condone one thing or another, but so that your inner freedom is not a contingent on the outer.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. And your time, Ellie, you please.
Oh, thank you. Samadhi is ultimately a dropping of all inner resistance to all changing phenomena without exception. The one who is able to realize inner peace, irrespective of circumstance, has attained true samadhi. You drop resistance not because you condemn one thing or another, but so that your inner freedom is not contingent to the outer.
Yeah, on the outer, contingent on the outer.
Okay.
Contingent, what does mean? Contingent.
Contingent.
I think it's adjective, you see. It means depending on something that may or may not happen. It's contingent on. So when we need to use it together, contingent on the outer. It means be contingent on something. It means depend on something. I read it. Samadhi is ultimately a dropping of all inner resistance to all changing phenomena without exception. The one who is able to realize inner peace in respective of circumstance has attained true Samadhi. You drop resistance not because you condemn one thing or another, but so that your inner freedom is not contingent on the outer. So that's it. And your time, Grace, you read it again.
我吗？
Yeah. Okay. Samadhi.
Samadhi is ultimately a dropping of all inner resistance to all changing phenomenon. Phenomenon. 怎么读
Phenomena. Phenomena.
Phenomena. Changing phenomena without exception to one who is able to realize inner peace in respective of circumstance has attained to Samadhi, or you drop resistance not because you condemn one thing or another, but so that your mind freedom is not contingent on the outer.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, on the outer. Let's check it. Condemn. Condemn, what does it mean? I forgot it.
Condone.
You can see condone. Condone somebody doing something. It means accept it. Bear it. You drop resistance not because you condemn one thing or another, not in that way, but so that your inner freedom is not contingent on the outer. Yes. So Samadhi, what is Samadhi? Samadhi is ultimately a dropping of all inner resistance. A dropping of all inner resistance, it means you give up the resistance. Yeah, so resistance to what? Yeah, to all changing phenomena at the outer. It means inner resistance to outer phenomena, to outer, without exception. And there is no other cases. There is no other case. The one who is able to realize inner peace. The one who is able to realize inner peace irrespective of circumstance has attained true Samadhi. The one who is able to realize inner peace irrespective of circumstance, in that way, irrespective of circumstance. So what kind of inner peace? It means irrespective of circumstance. So the one who is able to realize inner peace has attained the true Samadhi, You drop resistance not because you condemn one thing or another. Not if you don't resist to something not because you condemn one thing or another, but so that your inner freedom is not contingent on the outer. It means that you need to condemn one thing or another. Otherwise, you cannot, your inner freedom cannot be achieved. It's not the real inner freedom. Is the just a phenomena. Okay, now let's go ahead with the next paragraph. Yeah, Christina, you first, please.
It's important to note that when we accept reality as it is, it doesn't necessarily mean that we stop taking action in the world or we become meditating pacifists. Actually, the opposite can be true. When we're free to act without being driven by unconscious motives, then it is possible to act in alignment with the Tao, with the full force of our inner energy behind us.
All right, perfect. Now it's your time. Let's check it. Yeah, Jin, you please.
Oh, okay. It's important to note that when we accept reality as it is, it doesn't necessarily mean that we stop taking action in the world.
Stop.
Always,
We stop. It doesn't necessarily mean that we stop.
we stop taking action in the world.
Taking or talking.
Taking.
Okay,
We
please.
stop taking action in the world, or we become meditating pacifists. Actually, the opposite can be true when we are free to act without being driven by unconscious motives. Then it is possible to act in alignment with the Tao, with the full force of our inner
Energy.
Energy behind us.
Energy. Okay, thank you so much, Jin. It's your time, and Ali, you please.
Okay, thank you. It's important to note that when we accept reality as it is, it doesn't necessarily mean that we stop taking action in the world or we become meditating pacifist. Actually, the opposite can be true. When we are free to act without being driven by unconscious motives, then it is possible to act in alignment with the Tao, with the full force of our inner energy behind us.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Ida, you please.
Okay. It's important to note that when we accept realize as it is, it doesn't necessarily mean that we stop taking action in the world or we become meditating pacifist. Actually, the opposite can be true when we are free to act without being driven by unconscious motives. Then it is possible to act in alignment with the Tao, with the full force of our inner energy behind us.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you so much. It's important to note that when we accept the reality as it is, it doesn't necessarily mean that we stop taking action in the world or we become meditating pacifists. Actually, the opposite can be true when we are free to act without being driven by unconscious motives. Then it is possible to act in alignment with the Tao. Actually, this is the Tao. Yeah, the Tao, with the first force of our inner energy behind us. Okay, your time, Ali, Grace, you please to read it.
Yeah, thank you. It's important to note that when we accept reality as it is, it doesn't necessarily mean that we stop taking action in the world or we become meditating pacifists. Actually, the impulses can be true when we are free to act without being driven by unconscious motive. Then it is possible to act in alignment with the Tao, with the force of our inner energy behind us. Perfect. Yes. Thank you so much. It is important to notice, to note that when we accept reality as it is, it doesn't necessarily mean that we stop taking action in the world or we become meditating pacifists. It means that we accept the reality as it is, naturally, and in that way, it doesn't mean that we do nothing. We need to do something positively, and so to the world. So actually the opposite can be true. Opposite, it means that we need to take action positively. When we're free to act without being driven by unconscious motives, then it is possible to act in alignment with the Tao. So, and if we if we act in alignment with the Tao, and we can be free to act, and so this kind of action is unconscious is unconscious motives. It means that you are entering a circle, such as you did it, you do everything automatically. So that's why with full force of our inner energy behind us. Actually, if you are alignment, if you act in alignment with the Tao also means the Buddhahood or the body path. And then actually you are do the right thing, and behind you are full of force. So that's it, and we need to act in alignment with the Tao, and these expressions are also very powerful. And you can say that, sometimes our commentator Bennett told us to act in alignment with kindness, compassion, joy, and giving. Is it? 就是感应道教与道相应，就是与道相应，那您所有的内在的所有的能量，在你背后的所有的能量都会付之，就是得到非常大的这种能量场的加持。其实也就是与佛菩萨是志同道合的，他们的这个频率是相应的。So to act in alignment with the Tao, and this expression is very powerful. So that's it. So let's go ahead with another paragraph. It means, this paragraph, it says we need to accept reality as it. Reality is, reality is reality itself, and we need to, we just to realize it, but we need to take action positively to the world, and positively, and also without and also driven by unconscious motives. It means that automatically you do things automatically positively. All right, now let's go ahead with another paragraph. And Christina, you please.
So many will argue that in order to change the world and bring about peace, we need to fight harder against our perceived enemies. Fighting for peace is like shouting for silence. It just creates more of what you don't want. These days, there is a war against everything. A war against terror, a war against disease, a war against hunger. Every war is actually a war against ourselves.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much. And yeah, your time. Jin is not here. Okay, and Ellie, you please.
Okay. Many will argue that in order to change the world and bring about peace, we need to fight harder against our perceived enemies. Fighting for peace is like shouting for silence. It just creates more of what you don't want. These days, there is a war against everything, a war against terror, a war against disease, a war against hunger. Every war is actually a war against ourselves.
Yeah,
you.
perfect. Thank you. Ata, you please.
Okay. Many will argue that in order to change the world and bring about peace, we need to fight harder against our perceived enemies. Fighting for peace in like shouting for silence. Silence. It just create more of what you don't want. This is a war against everything, a war against the terror, a war against the disease, a war against the hunger. Every war is actually a war against ourselves.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. And Grace, you please.
Yes, thank you. Many will argue that in order to change the world and bring about peace, we need to fight harder against our perceived, pe- perceived,
Perceived.
perceived enormous,
Enemies.
animals,
Yes.
yeah, peaceful animals fighting for peace, ignite shouting for lions. It just create more of what you don't want. These days there is a war against everything, a war against terrorists, a war against disease, a war against hunger, hunger. Every word is actually a word against ourselves.
Again, of hunger.
Hunger.
Hunger means yeah, starving. Yeah, it's very hungry. Hunger.
Yeah, hunger. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I will read it. Many will argue that in order to change the world and bring about peace, we need to fight harder against our perceived enemies. Fighting for peace is like shouting for silence. It just creates more of what you don't want. These days, there is a war against everything, a war against terror, a war against disease, a war against hunger. Every war is actually a war against ourselves. So from this, yeah, and we can see that Samadhi, the real Samadhi is outworking of inner resistance. And here, if we didn't drop the inner resistance, and we will fight for something, such as everybody, and especially the religious people like the peace. So the peace, if the peace just achieved by fighting, that kind of peace is not that kind of peace achieved is not the real peace, you know. And just like there is a parable, just like shouting for silence. You shout to others and ask them to keep silence, and the shouting from yourself is noise. Is a louder noise as well. So in that way, actually everything is in the same way. And it says you create more of what you don't want. Actually, you want peace, but you use fighting to achieve the peace. And fighting is just like the war. You cannot get the peace and get more serious problems. So that's it. On these days, there is a war against everything, and not only a war against one country against another, but yeah, you can say a war against terror, this kind of war, and a war against the disease. Yeah, every day we especially COVID-19, we can feel it internationally, right, globally. And a war against hunger. Yeah, it means if some country is poverty, and the people is hunger, and we need to remove that kind of hunger, and we just fight a war, and in that way it's not good. So every war is actually a war against ourselves. So from the karma and from the cause and effect and cause and effect, we can see from the law, we know that every war is just against ourselves, and just like it says, it just creates more of what you don't want. At last you just have a war against yourself. All right, one more paragraph, okay? And your time, Christina.
The fight is part of a collective delusion. We say that we want peace, but we continue to elect leaders who engage in war. We lie to ourselves, saying that we are for human rights, but continue to buy products made in sweatshops. We say we want clean air, but we continue to pollute. We want science to cure us of cancer, but won't change our self-destructive habitual behaviors that make us more likely to be sick. We delude ourselves that we are promoting a better life. We don't want to see our hidden parts that are condoning suffering and death.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much. All right. And your time, Ellie.
Okay, thank you. The fight is part of a collective delusion. We say that we want peace, but we continue to elect leaders who engage in war. We lie to ourselves saying that we are for human rights, but continue to buy products made in sweatshops. We say we want clear air, but we continue to pollute. We want science to cure us of cancer, but won't change our self-destructive habitual behaviors that make us more likely to be sick. We delude ourselves that we are promoting a better life. We don't want to see our hidden. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Hidden paths that are condemned suffering and death.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. And
thank
your time, Ada.
Okay, the fight is part of collective delusion. We say that we want peace, but we continue to collect leaders who engage in war. We lie to ourselves saying that we are for human rights, but continue to buy products made in sweatshop. We say we want clean air, but we continue to pollute. We want science to cure us for cancer, but won't change our self-destructive habitual behaviors that will make us more likely to be sick. We delude ourselves that we are promoting a better life, but we don't want to see our hidden part that we are condemning suffering and death.
Perfect. Yes, thank you so much. And so I will read it first and then ask Grace to read it. The fight is part of a collective delusion. We say that we want peace, but we continue to elect leaders who engage in war. We lie to ourselves, saying that we are for human rights, but we continue to buy products made in sweet shops. We say we want clean air, but we continue to pollute. We want science to cure us of cancer, but won't change our self-destructive habitual behaviors that make us more likely to be sick. We delude ourselves that we are promoting a better life. We don't want to see our hidden paths that are condemned suffering and death. So yeah, that's it. And your time, Grace, you read it, please.
Yes, thank you. The flag is part of a collective illusion. We say that we want peace, but we continue to elect leaders who engage in war. We lie to ourselves, saying that we are for human rights, but continue to buy product made in Withdraw. We say we want clean air, but we continue to pollute. We want science to cause us of cancer, but won't change our self-destructive habitual behaviors that make us more likely to be sick. We delude ourselves that we are promoting a better life. We don't want to see our hidden paths that are condoning suffering and death.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you so much. So, and you can see in the above paragraph, it says many kinds, various kinds of war, and war also means fight. The fight is part of collective delusion. Collective delusion, collective. And if fight, the war has two parts. Not only one part is delusive, has a delusion, but the other also has the delusion. So the fight begins. So the fight is part of a collective delusion. Collective, it means both delusions. Yeah, we say that we want peace, but we continue to elect leaders who get in war. So yeah, what we do is against what we think, what we want, right? We lie to ourselves saying that we are for human rights, but continue to buy products made in sweet shops. It means that if I really respect human rights, and you will not, and you will not buy something in sweet shops, and because the sweet shop, something go against human rights. We say that we want clear air, but we continue to pollute. It's it, right? It is the truth. We want clean air, but we also, for the convenience, we don't like to walk even within 10 minutes walk. We would like to drive instead of walk, and make more gas pollution, emission pollution. So that's the way. We want science to cure us of our cancer, but won't change our self-destructive habitual behaviors that make us more likely to be sick. Yeah, the cancer issue is not just use the science to cure. And the most important thing, the origin is our poor habits, and especially for food, and also some other habits, evil habits, from 10,000 years. We said, if you kill, if you blame somebody, also you will have some disease. Yeah, you are sick. In that way, we delude ourselves that we are promoting a better life. Yeah, really, this is a cheat. It's a cute excuse. We always cheat ourselves, and we even don't notice it, and we think, yeah, we'll do something right, and just promote a better life. For a better life, we do in this way, in that way. So this is the excuse, and even you cannot recognize it. Even you cannot recognize this is not your thoughts. We don't want to see our hidden paths that are condemn suffering and death. Yeah. So for me, I think, yeah, I don't like to see the hidden paths, and I don't even want to face it. Yeah, such as, chips and crisps. Are not healthy food, but sometimes I think they are very delicious, and continue keep on eating it, but we don't want to see the hidden parts. Yeah, it induces me to be sick. Yeah, I don't want to see it. But along the way, I will suffer a lot for what I have done. So that's it. And go back to the topic. It says, yeah, Samadhi is ultimately a dropping of all inner resistance. So we need to, we cannot go against something, and it is not the way for Buddhists, and we need to realize it. And sometimes we do something positively, and not go against, such as if somebody hit me, and I also hit them back. Not in that way. Not, this is not a fail issue. We need to keep balance, have the real balance, have the real peace inside, not just to repay what they have given to us. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, okay. And Ellie said, yeah, it has the same feeling. Yes. So I think Samadhi said something very deeply, and you can find some examples in some situations in yourself. Yeah, in yourself. So I think we can stop here tonight and today. Thank you so much for your time, and especially for you, Christina, for your leading. I love your reading very smoothly and very fluently. So that's all. Bye bye, Ellie, Grace, and Ida, and Grace.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Bye
See you
bye.
tomorrow.